done. All right, let's go to start. Okay, welcome to the Prismatic section of Dead of Winter. We'll be reviewing the playability of these cards for Constructed. This is not limited. I'm doing this live over Twitch. You will see people chatting. If you're watching from YouTube, thanks for watching. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Again, though, more time. Constructed, it's for Constructed. It's not for limited or the Hex Fight tournaments or Fight Night. This is just limited. Alright, first up we have Arbiter of Twilight. 5 cost, lethal flight. Your verdicts are ancient verdicts. Ancient verdicts are essentially your verdicts times 2. So instead of it being all opposing troops get -1/-1, it's all opposing troops get -2/-2. Instead of drawing a card, you draw 2 cards. Instead of your opponent discarding 1 card, it's discard 2 cards. The problem with this card is it's a 5 cost 4/4. So it dies Strangle. It dies to a bunch of things. It's just a 4/4 for 5. 4 toughness on a 5 drop creature is just not quite good enough. It needs to do a lot more. And this doesn't do enough. This requires that you are using verdicts next turn. It's very hard to play this in verdict. I personally do not think this card is good enough. Dying to Strangle is not where I want to be. I don't want my win condition to die to Strangle. So no go for me. Blaze of Glory. X. Have to control. You need a diamond and a ruby threshold. Deal X damage to target troop. If it would die this turn, void it instead. This card is solid. It's not like end all be all, but it's a solid card. Great in Haraza. It's a great way to deal with Crusaders. I think people are playing 4. I think 4 is a little too many, but I think this card is playable. It's a solid card. If control decks could play like 3 colors, if we could play Diamond, Sapphire, and Ruby reliably, then this card would be great in a control deck, but we can't do that yet. I think Haraza's playing 3 right now. Again, right now the only hope for this is Haraza, and it's a fine card. It's not like amazing by any means, but it's fine. It does its job. Blight Wagon. 3 cost 2/3. Again, 3 cost in Hex is very scary because there's so many good cards at 3. There's Crusaders, there's Herofall, there's Weave of Nothing, there's Into the Unknown, Heart's Whisper, a lot of powerful 3 cost stuff. Bolt Wings Phoenix, Raging Flames. Anyways, alright, so 2/3 for 3 lethal. Bury the top 2 cards of your deck. Trigger the death cries of each troop buried this way. So it costs 2. You can do that. And it's basic. It's not quick, which really hurts it. If it was quick, I think this card would be playable. You can hold up removal. If your opponent is doing anything, you can just bury your deck. I think that'd be great. I just don't think this card's good enough. Just I want to say it might see play because Kaguya's gone, and we have no good ways to put troops into our deck or put troops from our deck into our graveyard or our crypt. But even then, I don't think it's good enough. I think it's close. It might see play as a one of, but even then, do you really want to play it over a promiscuous succubus, or even a Unrogue Crusader? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. If it does see play, it's gonna be a one over 2 of. But if this was quick, it'd be much better. It'd also be much better if it has no faction, which hurts it. It's also a construct. It's not a zombie or a it's not a zombie or a plant, which also hurts it. A lot of things going wrong for this card, but it is a powerful effect. My my vote is no, but I won't be surprised if I'm wrong and he plays the one up in like some Death Cry deck. Alright, Borean Chimera, 6 cost, 5/5, Frost Form. Let's start return. This gets 2 random boons until start of next turn. This is limited only. Cost too much for constructed. Changeling Cuties. Once per turn, when another tribute control transforms, draw a card. Puff got nerfed. Puff wasn't even playable in standard. And then his champ power got nerfed because of how strong he was in limited. This card is sweet limited, but I don't think it's good enough for standard. Cosmic Kron. 4 cost, 4/4/3. Deploy, create a rare portal, put in your hand. When you play a card with portal, this permanent gets +1/+1. Maybe in some Ruby Wild, a 2/2 Ruby Wild ramp deck, you can play this, it makes a portal. But even then, like, I don't want to play this. I'd much rather play Exalted Pathfinder. I want 4 Exalted Pathfinders in any of my green decks. Yeah, I don't want this card. I'd much rather play Exalted Pathfinder. So I don't think so. I don't think these cards are good enough. I would join the caravan in a heartbeat, partying with hot cuties like that every day. Man, Brosi and fam having good. Have you seen the new art on Witch of the Wishing Well? It's pretty good. All right, Crafty Skycarver. This is my card that was given to Spoil on the Hex Mothership. All right, when this deals combat damage to opposing champion, transform random action in your equipment into a mysterious ruin and put into play. This card generates value, but Ruby Sapphire has always been very in a weird spot. Like, this card is very narrow, but again, Ruby Sapphire their cards are strange. It can combo off with Spellstorm Titan, or it can do nothing. A 2/3 for 3 isn't good. Like, you need time for this to actually work. So like, but it's also like combo-esque. Like, you can like play this, and then next turn you can Blue Sparrow, discard a Psychic Ascension, attack with it. And if you get the Psychic Ascension going, you can do like some crazy stuff. I think Ruby Sapphire is missing some things to be like tier 1, but it's getting closer and closer as the sets go on. Like, Ruby Sapphire has some of the coolest and wackiest cards ever, and they do some interesting stuff. So I hope they get better. But right now, this card is on the cusp. Ruby Sapphire itself is just not quite good enough just yet. Am I going to make the turn 3 play PA Dream a reality? Maybe for the memes. I might do it once for the memes, but that's about it. Emperor Nox. 6 cost, 5/5. When a troop you control attacks, double that troop's power. 6 cost. Jesus. Ugh. No, not good enough. Sorry, Emperor Nox. You're not good enough. Fuel Master, 2 cost, player 1. Another troop you control enters play in your control. Wow. No. When another troop enters play under your control, it gets player 1. So basically, when a candle enters play, he's like, "Here, have a Red Bull," and he's like, "This candle's like, yo, bro." He's like, "Look at his hand. You see his hand right here? His hand is outstretched." It's like he's like, "Give me a Red Bull." He's like, "Here you go, here's Red Bull." And this guy's like, he has a sword. He's like, "No, it's my Red Bull." The candle's like, "Nah, it's my Red Bull." So this basically this guy is like. If you've been to like events, there's always those girls wearing Red Bull shirts and like handing out Red Bulls. This is her, right here, handing out Red Bulls for everybody. I don't think the Dire deck's good enough. If it's good enough, this card will be in that deck. But I don't think Torque Slam Stakes is good enough as a Glider deck. I think it's better as a Ruby deck. Alright, Gloaming Edict. This card I was talking about. It's a 3 cost. When you play a Spirit Verdict, spirits you control have +1/+1. This card is sweet. It's sweet because it's 3 costs, and if you're playing a Spirit deck, by itself it gives all your creatures +1/+1. So as an Anthem, it's good enough, right? Like it just gives all your troops +1/+1. But then it has the benefit of if you play a Spirit, you get a Verdict, so it's even better. The only problem is that the Spirits aren't that great yet. Like we still have Vesper. We have some good Spirits, but we need a few more actually good ones to make this card worth it. This card is very good. It's very powerful, but the Spirits you're playing aren't quite on par with what you want to be for to be tier 1. But this card is very good by itself. Leprechaun Artist. When this attacks, create a lucky coin and put it into your hand. Has a Momentum 1 and Steadfast. This card is one of the cards that kills you in the Diamond Wild Momentum deck. This is obviously very good. This is very powerful. It's great. This is what you want your Momentum cards to do. Like compared to the Ruby Momentum cards, they're not even close to this one. This one is fantastic. A+, very good card. This is, by the way, yeah, in case you don't know, this is the lucky coin he makes. It's a resource. It's a coin. It's 1/1. You Fate Weave. So it's great. It's just fantastic. It's very good. Luminite. 2 cost. 2/2 Swift Strike. When this deals combat damage to opposing champion, illuminate 1. What's cool about this card though is like if you have like three 1/1 candles and you attack, this will deal damage first. So you can like deal 2, then grow your whole team and basically deal 8 damage. Because his damage or her damage will happen first, and it'll make candle or grow your team. I think this card is it's sweet, but I'm not sure how good it is in candles. Like I know you'd rather play the Illuminate 1 Runic card, and this itself is not a candle, and it needs to deal damage for it to make candles. Obviously, insane limited, but as far as constructed, it's like I think it's close, but not quite there. It's like really close. It's really close, but if the deck needs the candle deck would much rather have other ways to make candles than this card, but this is all it has, and it'll play it. But I think it has enough tools to like not have to play this card or not to play for this card. Nameless Husher. If one or more opposing cards, we buried that many cards +2 instead. Not good enough. You want your bury cards to bury cards, not bury more cards. This basically falls in the same category as Fever Bloom. Fever Bloom is buried cards. This doesn't even bury cards, so this is not good enough. Not in standard. Nameless Pact. This is some sweet art though. 3 costs, constant. If you'd be dealt damage, void that many random cards and crypts instead. If you can't, you lose the game. I know this has some pretty powerful implications in PvE. As far as PvP though, it's right now I don't think we have enough stuff for it. It is kind of nice that it avoids cards from crypts. Like this is if you're a berry deck, you might have this in reserve to combat like Deathcry or Reanimator. So you can basically play this. You can still mill your opponent out. Anytime you deal damage, you can exile the cards in their crypt, so they can't reanimate or they can't like bring back the Rotpaw Gang or whatever. This is kind of cool as a reserves card for a mill deck to deal with Graveyard Hate because it's any crypt. It says if you deal damage, void that many cards in crypts instead, not just your crypt. But I do like the sideboard card, and I'm sure as time goes on, this could see play as a main deck card. It's very combo-esque in that way. I'm sure you can do something ridiculous with it later in the future when like there's some new card printed that says like deal 5 damage to yourself or deal X damage to yourself, draw that many cards or something. But right now I see it more as a reserves card. Nox Animist. When this attacks, another target troop you control gets plus attack equal to its attack. Okay, so when this attacks, it gives another creature its attack power. I don't know. Two color aggressive decks like Blood Ruby tend not be good enough. Tend to be like tier 2. I think this one is the same way. I think it's definitely tier 2. So if he's played, it's gonna be tier 2, maybe tier 3. I don't think it's good enough for I don't think it's good enough for standard play. A 3 cost 2/3 is not good enough. Like we have Crusaders that are 4/4s, like or 1/4s. Like this is not where you want to be. Not good enough. Nox Zealot. 4 cost 3/3. It's even worse. As I return, a random tribute control gets Rage 2 this turn. I don't know why all the Nox cards are so awful. All the Nox cards are just really bad. This is not good either. Horticullen is a 5 cost 3/5. When this attacks, opposing troops get defensive until the start of the next turn. This is basically a fixed Empress of Ice. This is actually a fair Empress of Ice. That being said, fair Empress of Ice isn't good enough. Empress of Ice was good enough because it was not fair. This one is not good enough. Putrid Porker. Death Cry. Put a random card from your crypt into your hand. I did not know that if you kill this card, and if it goes to your opponent's graveyard, and it's the only creature, the only card, it goes back to their hand. It's kind of gross. Anyways, super annoying card, limited. As far as constructed though, we're not playing this in constructed. We'd much rather play something else. But this card is pretty fun. I'd rather play like Drunken Hooligan or something, but this card is pretty cool and fun and annoying. All those things in limited. Key, the Rune Mother. 5 cost, 5/5. Your actions in all zones have Runic. I like this. You say this comes with Baroness. It does come with Baroness. It comes with 7/7. But even still, I'm not sure you want it. I think we have better 5-drops. Like it's still just a 5/5 for 5, or a 7/7 or even a 7/7 for 5. Just huge creature for with no other abilities. You tend to want other abilities. Like I'd want like Drunken Hooligan over this, because if I'm playing Dream's End, which kills something and triggers Death Cries, I'd much rather trigger my Drunken Hooligan instead of my Putrid Porker. Alright, Key the Rune Mother. She's a 5-drop, 5/5 flight. Your actions all have Runic. This is basically a, I know it's not necessarily a cycle, but we had Rylanth, which was a Sapphire Blood one. Now we have the Sapphire Ruby one. This card is sweet. This card is very powerful. It triggers if you play Eyes of the Heart. Eyes of the Heart says take an additional turn after this one. During that next turn, anytime you play a card, gain 2 charges. And Eyes of the Heart says void this, but if you have this out, instead of voiding itself, it'll become Runic. So basically take 2 turns essentially. This card is very sweet, very powerful. It's definitely a card I'm going to be building around eventually, especially with Eyes of the Heart, just because I can take 2 turns with Eyes of the Heart and this out, or you can like burn your opponent twice with some sort of burn spell. I'm not sure if it's tier 1, but it's definitely powerful. Definitely a card to keep your eye on. Riftstorm. This is the Sapphire Wild card of the set, and I'm kind of sad because it's kind of crappy. Each champion chooses an artifact, constant, and troop they control, puts them to their hand. They get Portal, and it's just like this card disadvantage basically. I'd much rather like, why? Give me a sweet card for my Sapphire Wild card. This one is just not really good enough. Shamrock the Goldfather. 3 cost 4/4. This is obviously insane in the Momentum deck. This is the Chase Mythic or Chase Legendary from the set, whatever you want to call this thing. This card is very good for obvious reasons. Whenever it's basically the Crusader of that deck. It's the Crusader of the Diamond Wildlife. No, I don't know what to say about it. It's like it's 3 cost 4/4. Whenever your opponent plays a spell, you like coin. And if you want to, you can discard 3 coins to play top card deck for free. Usually that tends to be a trap unless you have like 4 coins, because the coins also trigger momentum. This card is just great. This card is like amazing in the momentum deck. Shia Bully. 4 cost 1/1. Momentum 3. Deploy, create a lucky coin, and put it into your hand. This card is sweet and limited. It's very powerful. It's a powerful momentum card, limited, but it's not good enough for Destructed. You'd much rather play Exalted Pathfinder or something else. Is Shamrock the best legendary set? Probably. It's definitely the most sought after legendary. It could be the best legendary set. This card's really good. Shia LaBeouf. Shall I just do it? Shall I just be a bully? Alright, Swarming Galaxstar. 3 cost 1/5. When you play an action, create an uncommon portal, put it into your deck. When you play a card with portal, draw a card. This is super sweet with just limited. Because limited, you can like actually build around this card. As far as construction goes, I don't think it's good enough. Sweet card though, it's 1/5. But portal, you can't really make a deck based off randomness, and portals are very random. Like if all your cards are random, you're not really going to be doing well. Random doesn't win games usually, so unless you're lucky. But if you like win a tournament, you can't. It's going to be very hard to win a deck if all your whole deck's portals basically. So tier 2 maybe fun deck, but not tier 1. Timothy the Turtle. I love this card. Love it. Alright. When Timothy attacks, create a copy of a random card in your hand, and put it into your hand. So essentially he says, when he attacks, draw a card. Right? So like when you attack, you're basically drawing a card, because you just copy a card in your hand. So you're drawing a card from your deck, essentially. Basic, discard 4 non-resource cards with the same name, summon 4 random legendary troops. So discard 4 cards with the same name aren't resources, essentially win the game. Like this is what this card says. As long as your opponent doesn't have like a Clash of Steel, you basically just win the game. I think this card's great. I do think it's playable. It's probably maybe it's tier 2. But I think it's fantastic. I will play a deck around this eventually, and hopefully I might. Yeah, I'll definitely play a deck around this eventually. I do think it's good enough, but I have a love for. I have a uncanny love for Sapphire wildcards hybrid. So I'm very biased. It's probably like a tier 2 deck, but I'm definitely gonna try it because I think it's super sweet, super fun, and I just love Sapphire wildcards. And look at this guy. It's a turtle. It's a turtle. There you go. If the only card in your hand is Eyes of the Heart, you get infinite turns. Done deal. So here's what you do. You just have Eyes of the Heart in your hand. You attack with him. Copy Eyes of the Heart. Cast Eyes of the Heart. That's it. Win the game. GG boys. Broke it. Twilight Justice. If you want to play Verdict, buy this card. This makes Verdict worth it in my opinion. I'm not sure if a lot of people have caught on yet, but when you're choosing the outcomes of your Verdict, you're winning. Like that's when you're actually winning games, when you're choosing the outcome of your verdicts. This is great. This is great for Verdict decks. And if you want to play Verdict, play this card. Buy this card. It's still pretty cheap right now, I think. But I still think Verdict is tier 2, but this card is great in those decks. And that is all the Prismatic cards. So thank you for tuning in. This is not your last video. This is not your last Cyber video. Make sure you watch the other ones. Subscribe to my channel down below. Thank you for watching. Did I want to serve you? Prismatic, and I'll catch you all later. Also, follow my Twitch channel. See my stream too. All right. Bye.